Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. It's Claudia. These are the nails that I'm going to be showing you how I created today. I started out with sort of an anti-Valentines look with the mended heart and the key, but anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. I am starting out with number 128 from Not Polished called Casanova. I'm also using a size 12 brush and their new monomer, which by the way, their monomer is so pleasant to work with. And as you can see, it almost makes it like the softest clay when you're working with the Not Polished acrylic with their monomer. And I've noticed that I'm able to do potentially a one bead method if I had picked up a larger bead. But it really makes working with Not Polished as acrylic that much easier. And so anytime that I use Not Polished, I will always break out my monomer to work along with it because it really does make a huge difference. Before using the Not Polished monomer, I was using Young Nails, which was still, you know, it worked, it did the job. I've used E-Nail Couture, Vanessa Nails monomer. The smell is low odor, so it's similar to, in my opinion, the Young Nails monomer. So they're really nice to work with, but again, using Not Polished as acrylic with their monomer, it's bar none. So I do have this speed up a little bit, but I wanted to show you how the monomer looks, you know, once it's on my brush as a bead, as well as, you know, going straight onto the nail tip. As you can see, even on the pinky, it's super smooth and really is truly what they call the buttery consistency. I do a little bit of finagling, but this one does become a one bead method in my application. This next color acrylic is a glitter and it's called Prom Dress, also from Not Polished. It's M44. You're going to see me pull up as well as place down. I'll wipe the bottom half of the tip. That's just to help the acrylic kind of flow down and know where to go. If the tip is dry, it still works. It's just I find it easier to have the acrylic kind of glide further down the nail. I'm going to flip my brush around and place another bead of acrylic, and that just allows me to kind of focus on the tip, which is where I need the rest of the color. Always make sure to wipe the sides of your nail form, that way you can keep your shape intact. Again, I'm going in with Casanova, number 128 from Not Polished, and this is going to be an ombre nail, so I'm sort of feathering up the top part, and then I'm going to just do my normal acrylic application to get it to the end of the tip of the nail as well. So I come back in to complete my ombre with Prom Dress. Again, it's M44 by Not Polished. So I am going to just swipe that down at the end of the nail, try to complete sort of the ombre again. I notice that some red is still showing on the other parts of the nail, and so I'm going to come back in with another bead of the glitter acrylic from Prom Dress and just sort of feather that around the nail so I can make the top half a little bit more opaque. I also come back in with Casanova. I spread up that acrylic. Again, I just really want to have a better ombre, at least the ombre that I envisioned. And so then I wet my brush to take off some of the color, and also because red bleeds, I wanted to allow that effect to help with my ombre. And then from there, again, I just wanted to make it perfect, and so I added a little bit more colored glitter acrylic, and you'll see me place little beads until it is to my exact perfection that I want in the nail. And of course, now it's time to cap our nails. I am taking the clear acrylic powder from Not Polish. Again, I'm also using their size 12 Not Polish red brush, as well as the Monomer. Again, I really do enjoy this Monomer. And so I'm just kind of tickling that down the rest of the nail and just continuing to try to complete a smooth application there. As usual, you always want to make sure that you cap your ombres. I'm starting from the top of the nail. Usually I would start maybe midway, but because I just want to make sure that I'm capping the glitter acrylic as well, which is the reason why. So again, I will tickle that down the rest of the nail and add more clear acrylic as necessary to add the desired structure and strength to the nail. Always make sure that when you are patting the acrylic that you're doing so on the sides, that way you can keep the integrity of the shape of your nail. That way you're not going to file away any color or ombre when you're doing your finish filing. So the next part, the clip, it was actually really shaky, and so I just sort of fast forward a little bit to where I got the camera to stay still. I already filed and buffed the nails, and so now they are ready for this design. I'm trying to make it more of like a Tim Burton type of swirl, and so they aren't perfect circular swirls. They have a little bit of ridges, or maybe sort of like a pointier circle, if that makes any sense. And so I'm just making a bunch of random squiggles and points and tips, and so you'll see throughout the through the video that I'm just again adding random swirls and squiggles, and that's really the best way that I can put it. I didn't really have any specific look that I was going for. Just wanted to fill the nail with these random circles. And so I do have this sped up about 2 times, and so I'm not that quick with applying this. I'm super careful, and so you'll see that. As far as the camera being a little bit shaky, you're seeing it somewhat right now be a little shaky. It was actually much more, so I'm glad that I decided to actually take those bits of the clip out. But yeah, I'll leave you to it. I'm just going to continue on with the gel design, and I'll pop in here and there to give a little bit more tips on what I'm doing. So every time you see the little flash cure, I am holding this light for about, I would say 10 to 15 seconds, and then moving on to the next nail. And as you see, I'm adding some dots so that way I can use it as a guide into making a fairly even heart. What you don't see is I actually had made one heart prior to this, wiped it away, and then started again because hearts can be tricky, and so using those dots really does and did help. here I'm coming in with sort of a cleanup brush that I've dipped in some Young Nails Swipe, which is just rubbing alcohol really. And you'll see me just kind of wiping away at the areas, that way I can make the heart just a little bit thinner. And so now I'm coming in with a smaller brush and just kind of painting on, again, Profiles Backstage Gel. I'm just using their white and creating the center of the heart, and this is just where we're going to eventually add black to the other side. And now I am going to also cure this for as well 15 seconds once I add this second layer to make it a little bit more of a bright white. This next color I'm coming in with is also among one of the colors in the Profiles Backstage Gel Kit. It is the gold, and I took a little bit of their white and just mixed them together to get this color. And you're going to see me outline the heart. I also take that little swipe type of cleanup brush and just remove that area that got onto the black. I'm going to finish the rest of the heart once I clean this up. And I do want to let you know that I did not cure the gold before I went in and outlined it with the black, which you are going to see in the next parts of the clip. So I wanted to make that clear. I didn't cure it, mainly because I forgot to, but once I realized that the gold hadn't been cleared, it still looked really good, and I actually liked the effect that it created. So otherwise I would have erased it and gone over, but I did really actually like how it started to kind of pull away at the gold with the black, as you're going to see right here. So going forward, I am going to be speeding up the swirls portion of the gel design, as it is pretty self-explanatory as far as what the look was that I was going for as far as swirls. And so I don't want to bore you with, you know, just mundane, constant swirls. Make you go loony. So yeah, so the next parts of the clip I am going to be speeding up. But I hope that you really do enjoy as you watch. And the last step here is to apply my super gloss. I'm using one from Nailmate, and I'm just going to apply that on all the fingers. My hand was blocking the pinky, so I just cut that part out. But you are going to see me again do top coat for all the nails, and you'll see how they turn out once I cured them fully in the lamp, this time for about 60 seconds. And here is how they turned out. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. My practice hand can not stay straight, so that's why I'm holding it, but I hope you guys had a great time watching this, and stay tuned for more.